we need to warn you that some of the Disney World advice that's going viral on social media, it's terrible. So, we're revealing the worst Disney World tips that are costing families thousands of dollars and what you should do instead to ensure you're one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. Up next. Welcome aboard, everyone. I'm Don B from Eat, Sleep, Disney. And one piece of advice we keep hearing is to not go to Disney World. Well, at least for a while. And of course, this advice comes from Disney fans who see construction walls and ride closures and think you should postpone your trip until everything reopens. With major attractions like Big Thunder Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, and updates coming to Rock and Roller Coaster, it seems logical to wait for the perfect time when everything's operating. But here's what you're missing. Disney World still has over 100 attractions currently operating across the 4 parks, including rides, shows, character meet and greets, and entertainment. Plus, if it's been a few years since you last visited, or you've never been to Disney World at all, there are plenty of new and updated attractions like Tron Light Cycle Run, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Test Track 3.0, and the new Villain Show at Hollywood Studios, just to name a few. The reality is there's never a perfect time to visit Disney World. There's always something under refurbishment, new attractions being built, or seasonal closures happening. If you wait for everything to be open, you might be waiting years, and by then, something else will be closed or being updated. So what should you do instead? Well, quite honestly, we just put out a video how right now might be the best time to go to Disney World. The construction is resulting in better deals on hotels and tickets, saving you hundreds before Disney jacks up the prices when these new attractions open. Of course, you should check the current refurbishment schedule and plan around it if there's definitely an attraction you have your heart set on going on. But don't let a few closed attractions or a little construction derail your entire vacation. With so much to offer, you've probably heard advice that you need at least a week in Disney World, and the logic seems sound. Disney World has 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, Disney Springs, resort activities, countless dining experiences. Surely you need at least 7 days, if not more, to see everything, right? Well, that's wrong. The approach leads to Disney fatigue faster than anything else. Honestly, after 6 days or so, even the most Disney-obsessed families start feeling burned out from the constant stimulation, crowds, heat, and decision-making. Not to mention, longer trips cost exponentially more, not just in hotel nights and park tickets, but in food, souvenirs, and all those little extras that add up. So what should you do instead? Plan for about 5 days for your first visit, which gives you enough time to experience each park without rushing, but not so much that you get overwhelmed. You'll save money and actually enjoy the experience more. Remember, Disney World isn't going anywhere. You can always come back. Oh, the question about what's the right age to take your children to Disney World. The advice to wait until your kid's a little bit older usually comes from well-meaning friends or family who point out that young kids won't remember the trip. Many attractions have height requirements, and you'll be dealing with naps, meltdowns, and stroller logistics. But here's what they're missing. Some of the most magical Disney moments happen with young children. The pure joy of a 3-year-old's face when they meet Mickey Mouse, or when they believe they're actually flying over London on Peter Pan's flight. These reactions are priceless and can't be replicated when they're older and more skeptical. Plus, kids under 3 get free park admission and can ride most attractions without height requirements. Plus, you'll have tons of videos and photos to reminisce when they're older. So what should you do? Well, if you have younger children, you should definitely plan a trip to Disney World, but plan differently. Build in nap times, bring or rent a stroller, pack snacks, and focus on gentler attractions and character meet and greets. The age-old question, where should you stay when you go to Disney World? If you stay off property to save money, the math seems obvious. Disney resorts cost significantly more than off-site options, sometimes double or even triple the price. But here's what the simple price comparison is missing. You're not just paying for a hotel room at Disney resorts. You're paying for a collection of perks that can actually save you money and a lot of stress. That can dramatically improve your vacation experience. When you stay on property, you get early theme park entry at every single park every single day, which gives your family 30 minutes in the parks before everyone else arrives. That's 30 minutes of walking on rides that can save you hours of waiting in lines later. Plus, deluxe resort guests also get extended evening theme park hours. That's an additional 2 hours in select parks with minimal crowds. You also get extended booking windows for both dining reservations and Lightning Lane purchases. There's the transportation factor that most families underestimate. Disney's complimentary buses, boats, monorails, and the Skyliner don't just save you parking fees, they also save you time and stress. Plus, starting in 2025 and continuing in 2026, Disney Resort guests get free water park admission on their check-in day. That's a value of up to $74 per adult that alone can offset a chunk of the price. So what should you do instead? Factor in the actual value of Disney Resort perks when comparing hotel prices. Given all the perks we just mentioned, you're easily looking at $150 per night in value. So if that offsite hotel isn't at least $150 cheaper per night than a Disney Resort you're looking at, you're actually losing money by staying off property. If your budget is tight, consider Disney's value resorts like Pop Century or the All-Star Sports. You still get all the perks at a fraction of deluxe resort pricing. How far in advance should you really book your Disney vacation? Well, some people will tell you to wait to the last minute. And to be fair, you can sometimes find last minute deals for Disney World through third-party booking sites like Priceline and Hotwire. But these are usually for off-site properties, not for Disney's own resorts. I mean, this is Disney after all. They've adopted sophisticated pricing algorithms similar to those used by airlines, where prices generally increase as demand rises and availability decreases. This is especially true if you're thinking of traveling during peak times, such as the holidays or summer. Additionally, there's a considerable amount that goes into planning a Disney vacation. If you've never been, or it's been a while since your last visit, it might feel overwhelming to try and plan and reserve everything in a short period of time. Well, what should you do instead? We recommend you start planning a Disney trip at least 6 months in advance, especially if you're targeting those busy seasons like summer, the holidays, or school breaks. Book your resort and tickets early to lock in current pricing. The good news is that Disney allows changes for reasonable fees, and many times they'll honor lower prices if rates do drop after you book. Why limit yourself to one park per day when you could hop between all 4 parks and experience everything Disney has to offer? Well, here's the problem. Park hopping sounds more magical than it actually is. Every time you have to hop to a different park, you're looking at anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, maybe even more, of travel time, depending on where you're going and what transportation you're using. Plus, you're constantly packing up, moving your family, and dealing with the logistics of being in transit instead of enjoying the parks. Most families also underestimate how much there is to do in each individual park. Magic Kingdom has enough attractions, shows, and experiences to easily fill 2 days. Well, what should you do instead? Well, save the $60 to $100 per person it costs to upgrade to a park hopper ticket and focus on one park per day for most of your trip. This lets you experience each park's full atmosphere and see everything it has to offer without the stress of constant movement. Now, there's over 200 dining venues in the Walt Disney World Resort. And we get it, paying $55 per adult for a character breakfast or $70 plus for dinner at a signature restaurant is expensive. So naturally you think you should just stick to quick service and save hundreds of dollars on food. But here's where that advice misses. Many of the table service meals aren't just about the food. They're about getting a break from the Florida heat and the crowds, and having a relaxed experience in the middle of what can be a pretty intense vacation. Plus, Disney's table service restaurants offer experiences you can't get elsewhere. And be honest with you, some of the restaurants' food is delicious. But where else can your kids have breakfast with Mickey Mouse? Or dine inside Beast Castle? These aren't just meals. They're entertainment and memories rolled into one. So what should you do? Well, we recommend you budget for at least one table service meal per day, but choose strategically. Character dining can be worth it for younger kids who will remember meeting their favorite characters. Signature restaurants are perfect for date nights or special celebrations. And even basic table service gives you that crucial downtime your family needs to recharge from more park time. Plus, many of them are all you care to enjoy, so you can definitely fuel up for a full day at the parks. Yes, Disney has a pretty intricate website with a lot of information, so we're not surprised that some individuals recommend that you should book your Disney World vacation directly through Disney. Booking direct means you're leaving expert help and free perks on the table. Planning a Disney World trip today is more complicated than ever, with lightning lane passes, dining reservations, resort choices, and seasonal events to juggle. Unless you're a Disney pro, it's easy to make mistakes that cost you time, money, and precious vacation magic. So what should you do? Well, we recommend using a trusted Disney vacation planner. These advisors know all the ins and outs of Disney's constantly changing system and can help you pick the best resort, snag those hard to get dining reservations, and even monitor your booking for discounts. The best part? These services are completely free. Now, Heidi and I are not travel advisors. That's why we partner with Mouse Fan Travel. They are the official travel partners of Eat Sleep Disney. We book all our Disney vacations with Miles Fan Travel, and you can take advantage of the same great deals and promotions using our exclusive link down in the description. When you're paying premium prices for Disney tickets, it's natural to think you should maximize your return on investment by hitting as many rides as possible. But this approach misses what actually makes Disney special and different from other theme parks. Yes, Disney has great rides. What you're really paying for at Disney is the immersive storytelling, incredible attention to detail, world-class entertainment, and magical experiences you can't get elsewhere. Families who race from ride to ride often miss the spontaneous character interactions, street entertainment, and those Disney moments that create the most lasting memories. So what should you do instead? Balance rides with other experiences. Plan to see at least one show per park. They're often less crowded than rides and give you a break from walking. Don't rush past character meet and greets if your kids are interested. Remember, you're not just paying for rides, you're paying for an entire immersive experience that's designed to create magic at every turn. We're here to let you know that rope drop is definitely not overrated. Sure, you've probably heard families complain that rope drop isn't worth it because they did it once and found it exhausting to wake up early on vacation and just decided that the extra 30 to 60 minutes wasn't worth the hassle. But honestly, with rope drop, you can easily knock out 2, 3, maybe even 4 major attractions that will have 60 to 90-minute waits by lunchtime. We're talking about experiences like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train Ride, Space Mountain, Slinky Dog Dash, Rise of Resistance, Guardians of the Galaxy. So the math is simple. Wake up an hour or two early to save hours of time in the parks. So what should you do? Well, plan to rope drop at least one park during your trip, especially Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios, where it makes the biggest difference. So go to bed early the night before, set multiple alarms, and then you can fuel up with coffee. Well, just the adults. Yes, this is a family vacation, and we want you to create shared memories and bonding time with everyone. But here's the reality. Not everyone in your family has the same interests, thrill tolerance, or physical limitations. Forcing everyone to do everything together often means someone is always compromising or sitting out experiences they love. So what should you do instead? Well, Disney actually makes it easy to split up with services like Rider Switch, which lets parents take turns on attractions while someone stays with non-riding kids. This lets thrill seekers tackle big coasters while others enjoy gentler attractions. And remember that parallel fun can be just as valuable as shared experiences. Of course, a popular piece of advice is to go to Disney World during off-peak times to avoid the crowds. Why deal with the holiday crowds, festival chaos, or special event pricing when you can visit during quieter periods with shorter wait times? But you are sacrificing something when you avoid seasonal celebrations. Some of Disney's most magical experiences happen during these special times. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party transforms Magic Kingdom into a winter wonderland. Epcot's festivals brings incredible food offerings, live entertainment, and unique experiences you literally can't get any other time of year. And then there's Halloween decorations throughout the parks, holiday overlays on classic attractions, and seasonal entertainment. So what should you do instead? Well, you should at least consider embracing the seasonal magic and plan accordingly. And pro tip, keep in mind that many of the holiday celebrations start weeks before the actual holidays. You can experience Christmas magic in November and December, or Halloween festivities starting in late August and early September. So you can avoid the peak crowds of Christmas week or Halloween night while still getting the full seasonal experience. You're paying $100 plus per person for park tickets and hundreds more for hotels and food. It's natural to think you need to squeeze every minute of value out of your vacation experience. Taking breaks feels like wasting money. But here's the truth. Pushing through without breaks is the fastest way to ruin your Disney vacation. Florida heat and humidity are no joke, especially during summer months. And in miles of walking, crowds, sensory overload, and constant decision making, you have a recipe for exhaustion and meltdowns. Not just for kids, also for you adults too. So what should you do instead? Plan midday breaks, especially during the hottest part of the day, typically between noon and 3 p.m., especially if you're rope dropping a particular park. Head back to your resort for pool time or naps, or find air-conditioned attractions and restaurants to recharge. Or you can consider sleeping in on one morning and head into the parks later today, especially if they're open later into the evening when crowds are thinner and the temperatures drop. This might be a shorter but happier day, beating a long, miserable one. Are lightning lanes really worth it? Well, those Disney veterans who remember when fast passes were free will tell you that they're a complete waste of money. But the Disney crowds aren't what they were like 10 years ago, and neither are wait times. During busy seasons, popular attractions like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train Ride, Slinky Dog Dash, or the new Test Track 3.0 can easily hit 90+ minute waits. This means without lightning lanes, you can spend hours of your day just standing in lines for your must-do attractions. For many families, especially those on shorter trips or visiting during peak times, that time is worth way more than the cost. So what should you do? Consider buying lightning lanes, but do it strategically. It's most valuable at Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, where popular attractions consistently have long waits. We'd probably skip it at Animal Kingdom, where you can rope drop Avatar Flight of Passage and then knock out most of the other popular attractions easily before lunchtime. Or if you know there are some attractions you must ride, you can also consider buying Lightning Lane single passes for attractions like Tron Light Cycle Run or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train Ride. But we'll be honest, if you're visiting during slower seasons or have over 5 days, you might not need them at all. Yes, Walt Disney World's in Florida, where it's sunny and warm most of the time. So packing t-shirts and shorts are necessary, but they're not the only thing you should bring. Florida weather is actually incredibly unpredictable, especially during summer months with afternoon thunderstorms almost every single day. Winter months can be surprising too, with cold snaps and temperatures that drop into the 40s, 50s, especially early in the morning or late in the evening. Families who don't prepare for weather end up spending money on overpriced ponchos and gift shops, shivering in shorts during cold snaps, or purchasing a bunch of sweatshirts. We don't want your vacation derailed by weather you could have easily prepared for. So what should you do? Check the weather forecast about a week before your trip, and again right before you leave. Make sure to pack accordingly. Ponchos or rain jackets, layers, and a couple light sweaters for the winter visits, especially if you tend to get cold. Bring comfortable shoes that can handle wet conditions, and have backup plans for indoor attractions and shows during storms. A little weather preparation can save you hundreds in emergency purchases and keep your vacation on track. It's very tempting when you see families power walking or even jogging from attraction to attraction to also start running, because it seems like a smart time management strategy. Get to the popular rides faster, beat the crowds, maximize your day, right? Well, here's the problem. Running in Disney parks is actually against park rules and can get you stopped by cast members. More importantly, it's dangerous with massive crowds, strollers everywhere, and people stopping suddenly, take photos, or check their phones. Plus, when you're rushing from ride to ride, you're missing half of what makes Disney special. The theming, hidden details, street entertainment. You can only savor those experiences when you slow down enough to notice them. So what should you do instead? Well, walk briskly and purposefully, but safely. Plan efficient routes using the My Disney Experience app to minimize backtracking. Arrive early for rope drop to get a head start, then maintain a steady but sustainable pace throughout the day. Remember, Disney's about the journey, not the destinations. Many families don't want to spend all day on their phones, but unfortunately, when it comes to mastering Disney World, the My Disney Experience app isn't optional. It's essential for basic park functioning. Now, you don't need to spend all day on it, but you literally cannot mobile order food without it. You can check real-time wait times, so you're not walking across the park only to find your target attraction is closed for maintenance or has an hour-plus wait. You can also manage your Lightning Lane reservations with the app. The app also handles dining reservations, show park hours and maps, and helps you locate water bottle refill stations. It even can unlock your door and a whole lot more. So what should you do? Well, download the My Disney Experience app before your trip. Practice using the many features, checking wait times, mobile ordering, and viewing the map before your trip. Make sure your phone is connected to Disney's free Wi-Fi once you arrive. Bring a portable charger. You'll be using the app constantly throughout the day, and embrace technology. Disney's dining plans let you prepay for meals and snacks, and they're often marketed as a good way to budget your food costs. And I'll be honest, it does feel good to not have to pull out your wallet for every single meal. But honestly, for most people, Disney dining plans probably won't save you money. Here's the real math. The plans are designed around maximum consumption. You need to order the most expensive entree, dessert, and drink on every meal just to break even. Most families, especially those with kids, don't eat $65 worth of food per person per day every single day of the trip, instead of enjoying the flexibility to grab quick snacks or share meals. And that dining plan also encourages overspending on food when you might prefer to budget that money towards souvenirs, extra park days, or experiences. So what should you do instead? Well, calculate your family's actual eating habits and compare the real costs. In the My Disney Experience app, you can actually look at all the restaurants and see how much all the meals are, so you can do some math. For most families, paying out of pocket for meals will actually be cheaper than prepaying for meals the dining plan forces on you. We know you're on vacation and would love the flexibility of just walking to the parks with just your wallet and your cell phone to enjoy a day at Disney. But here's the honest truth. When your cell phone dies halfway through the day because you didn't bring a portable charger, you'll pay $25 plus for fuel rods. When that Florida thunderstorm hits, you're caught without a poncho, you'll be shelling out $12 for a Disney branded one. Need sunscreen? That's $8 for a tiny bottle that costs $3 at Target. But this is not just about money. It's about comfort and convenience. When your kids get hungry and cranky, having snacks in a day bag can save the day instead of waiting 20 minutes in a quick service line. So what should you do? Well, we highly recommend, regardless of how many people in your party, that you have a day bag that you bring into Disney World. Pack strategically with true essentials only. Use a comfortable bag with good straps and consider carabiner clips to attach water bottles and keep your hands free. So to find out what we pack in our Disney Park bag, tap or click on our Disney Park Bag Essentials video, where we detail everything we pack for every single trip to Disney World, regardless of the park. Armed with that insider knowledge, you'll be one step ahead of everyone else in the parks, and your next Disney trip will truly be unforgettable.